I don't know if it's because it's getting a little bit late in the night and maybe I'm getting a little tired, but honestly, I had forgotten about this match. I had no clue that this was going down. Ryback versus Corporate Kane in a chairs match. Why Corporate Kane is still Corporate Kane now that the authority has been removed from their jobs as being a head of the WWE. Basically, we've had the guest GMs from here to there, Daniel Bryan, the anonymous general manager, Santino Marello is in charge of SmackDown. Why he is still running around being Corporate Kane, I have no idea. It's one of the worst gimmicks that I could ever think of for a guy that used to be one of the biggest monsters in all of the WWE. Today, they came out with the new Giants DVD. Hopefully, they have a feature on Kane in there. One of the biggest dudes I can never picture seeing in the ring. I know that Gemini was able to go out and pick that one up. It just seemed like one of the DVDs that I just was going to skip on and move on around my way. These are two of the biggest dudes involved in WWE, and I don't know. In my mind, this is easily one of the reasons why WWE needs to get away from naming the pay-per-views after matches. Don't have TLC as a pay-per-view. Don't have Hell in the Cell as a pay-per-view. Don't have Elimination Chamber as a big-time pay-per-view. Have them sporadically placed throughout the year. I know that they like to sort of set things as they're playing in motion, but have them like on the back burner, so where basically if they do have some sort of a big feud, one of the writers can pitch, hey Vince, do you think it's time we have a Hell in the Cell match? That way it's like when WrestleMania 28 was announced, Undertaker versus Triple H in the Hell in the Cell. That's why everybody went berserk, whether it was on Twitter or YouTube, just in shock and awe of like, what are you talking about? We're going to have an April Hell in the Cell match? We normally get this once a year and it happens in October. Honestly, in my mind, if it's a lot like, the Money in the Bank show, you have the one Money in the Bank match. If it was just TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs as the pay-per-view, and you knew there was going to be one TLC match, that's fine. But in order to find a way to have a ladder match, to have a stairs match, to have a chairs match, to have a tables match, honestly, in my mind, it just stretches the guys too thin. Ryback and Kane more than likely could have some sort of a good match inside of a WWE ring on this pay-per-view. But to me, to sort of classify this as a chairs match with these guys sort of fighting over who's going to get the first chair to be swinging around and then be legal in what's going down, I have no idea. The way that they put this match together with, Kane being involved and being Corporate Kane because of the loss of the pay-per-view, and Daniel Bryan, the GM of the night, sort of, putting guys in places that, would sort of embarrass them, or putting them in matches that, they would be, on the, I guess you could say, on the dog side of the thing. Definitely not the favorite of the match, much like when Seth Rollins had to team up with his lackeys to go up against John Cena and Dolph Ziggler. Even though it was 3-on-2, you could definitely tell that the favorite of the match was John Cena and Dolph Ziggler. There was no way in the world that anybody was going to be getting behind the security for Seth Rollins pushing them up to the top. Ryback and Kane. Ryback is the guy that I'm really behind. I think that he's the guy that could be pushed back up to the top. I honestly was very surprised that they were able to get this guy over so fast. The injury is probably what got him over, was not seeing him on television. He finally comes back and has a return. You just go squash match, squash match, squash match. And people got behind, the Feed Me More, Wake Up, and all the chants that go along with Ryback. I mean, I think that he definitely could be a big star. Definitely when we look back at his career, we'll have to look back at, 2013 and 2014 as, what could have been if they wouldn't have sort of killed this guy off. Easily you can see that he's probably going to be fighting in this match with a sort of a chip on his shoulder, seeing how CM Punk had all the negative things to say, and that's what's on a lot of people's minds is, CM Punk went as far to call him the steroid guy and basically called him stupid because, Ryback kicked him in the ribs and injured him. He wasn't able to hit the table spot right when he was supposed to throw him through the table. Punk just flat out missed the table, and I'm not putting any of the blame on Punk or Ryback. I'm just thinking that a lot of that, when I was listening to it, is It's just wrestling. Yeah, the guy might not be the best wrestler in the world, but he does have a look that goes along with, professional wrestling. When you think of Hercules Hernandez out of the 80s, easily one of the biggest wrestlers I've ever seen muscular-wise. He wasn't one of the best wrestlers, and he wasn't one of the most over wrestlers, but when he did get in the ring, whether it was Power and Glory or whether a match against the Ultimate Warrior, people got behind that match, whether it was wanting to see Hercules win or whether it was to see Hercules lose. There's always going to be a place in wrestling for a guy like Ryback, a guy that, there is no other job that this guy could be doing other than whooping ass inside a WWE ring. I'm 100% behind Ryback in this match. I think he's going to get the win, and I'm hoping you guys are with him too.